a quick little video here just showing graphic settings that I'm testing out for Star Citizen 3.1.2. I've got my NVIDIA control panel up and we'll do a quick check here. Running 391.35. I've got anisotropic set to 2x, anti-aliasing gamma correction on, anti-aliasing transparency off, because I believe Star Citizen itself handles all that just fine. Max pre-rendered frame set to 2, MFAA on, OpenGL just set to my only graphics card. Power management set to max performance. This is probably one of the more important things, along with VSync being off. Texture filtering on, negative LED bias allow, quality is set currently to performance. I'm also going to try high performance. I don't know if there's going to be too much of a difference because Star Citizen's textures are quite solid. Trilinear optimization is on. Threaded optimization is on, especially for cards like I think it's 960s and newer. Vertical sync is off. Definitely want that off unless you see tearing. And then I don't use VR, so just pre-rendered frame set to 2. And so we're going to jump into Star Citizen. I just booted it up to get rid of the initial load. I'm going to get out of bed here. And once we stand up, we're going to enable the in-game frame counter. I'm not trying to min-max anything. This isn't a super expensive build or whatever. It's just my gaming PC. So we're going to go into console with tilde and type r_display info space 3 tilde to dump, and now in the upper right we should see our frames per second. So mid-30s right now, just doing nothing in a box. Give it a little shake. I think one of the main things that the settings change to high performance means that if you stop moving and the graphics card isn't doing a whole lot of work, it doesn't drop the power of the graphics card. So I don't see a frame drop, say if I idle for a few seconds and then go do something. So for instance, before I go into the main plaza, if I idle here, I'm getting about, what, 33, 34, and if I sprint downstairs, I'm only going down to 30, 29. I mean, we're going to a bigger area, so it's getting a little jumpy here, but it's not because I've stopped moving, that's for sure. So we'll just grab a ship and go into space.
Your ship received a side following landing pad.
Okay. DO2. Go this way. I'm interested to see how it handles this transition, because sometimes when the smoke effects or gas effects come down, it gets a little choppy. It's not bad. High 20s at a busy Port Alazar at 4K. I can't wait till it gets up near 50-ish, but for now, I'm happy. So inside, we're getting mid-30s, but we'll see what happens on a moon.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Just hoping my engines don't freak out here like the Avenger Titan is known to do. Let's get into space.
Launch complete. Landing gear retracted.
Alright, let's pull up the old radar. Let's go to Delamar.
Quantum travel initiate.
Doing alright in space.
Quantum travel complete.
Levski's on the other side. So let's go here.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
That's close enough. Ooh, a little choppy there. Not sure why the drop's down to 1 frame for that. Because sometimes it's all network, which is hard to tell at this stage. But above 30 for now. And those asteroids you see going in and out of Levski are so cool because you can bump into them. But when you're on the ground and you look up, it's like, holy shit, look at all these freaking asteroids that are actually there, not just part of a skybox. Into atmosphere. And you can see the textures and high-res polys kind of fading in with these land features and craters and things as you get closer. There's no entry, there's no atmospheric entry at Delamar. Just over this hill is going to be Levski. Ooh, a little terrapin. That's a cool ship. I love how you can see the animations. If you're close enough to target a ship, I can see that he just opened his doors. And he's not targetable. Big frame drops there, but I think it's network side because we're approaching one of the larger settlements here. want to quickly call for landing.
And there. Hangar assigned.
We'll go gear down.
Landing gear deployed. Proximity alert. Deck.
That was a little rougher than I intended. Let's get those engines off. We'll go out the front instead of the back this time. So FPS is mid-20s, just under. There's our feed with the docking crew, which is absent. So that thing you see up on the top of the screen, that's just my gun clipping through my head when I look straight up. So let's do some testing in town here, and then we'll close her up. If I can maintain above 30 in Grand Bazaar, that's gonna be solid for me, for my preference. And a lot of these jumps that you see here is probably all network side, because nothing's happening visually, but we're entering one of the more popular trading areas right now in this current build. A lot of people come here to sell Widow and stuff. Shh, don't tell anyone. But 40 FPS staring at a sign. And with how big the world is, we're going to get some network calling stuff in future updates, but with how big the explorable worlds are right now, it's kind of nuts that there's zero transition going from this station on this moon across the planetary system to another moon, or to the station Port Olazar, back in High Crusader orbit. But let's just go downstairs to Grand Barter. And actually, you can see, I forgot to show you outside, but you can see those asteroids. Those are in orbit. We'll see it in the elevator here. So low 20s, because we can still see outside. And if you were to fly a ship into this big mining crater that I flew over, I guess I didn't fly, I came in from behind. There's a big mining crater here. The landing pads are behind. If a ship flew up right now, we could watch it. Like, we're not in a specialized area. We're not in a isolated zone. We could still watch people fly in and out. And they demoed that a while ago. I think it was like a GDC or a E3 or something. But mid-20s. Once we get into Grand Barter, we'll be in a more isolated area with not as much distance to draw, but way more things to draw, and much more in terms of lighting. The lighting in Grand Barter is pretty cool. So we're still at just under 30 frames here. Took a hit there, low 20s. So here in Grand Barter, we got lots of... That guy's not where he's supposed to be. Little NPC freaking out. Lots of lighting sources here. Lots of little visual effects. And they're all happening. So we're gonna go into the bar over there across the way and just check out the lighting and the ambiance there. But I mean, high 20s. It's similar to what I got with the default settings. And yes, I just hurt myself by going down the stairs. But like all these little visual settings and things, or visual effects and things that are happening down here, it's a very densely packed area with NPCs freaking out. But all these little homey touches, I guess. Oof, big hit right there. Going into these cave systems and stuff. Reminds me of like old school like Red Faction type stuff, but anyways. I don't want to make this video too long. Let's just go into the bar and do some readings there. Get back into the opener. Main area. We got defense armors and things here. We'll peek in here real quick just because it shows a few more like highly complicated models all being rendered in one space. So we got our dude over here, which is not very helpful. Sorry, dude. Are you going to talk with your mouth this time, or are you just going to project? Anyways. All these, you know, high poly armors, undersuits. Especially these guys. Cool little details here on the little armor bits and pieces. Alright, to the bar. Buy some flowers.
I only carry the best.
Okay. Where are we, sir? Took a couple hits going around that corner. Still mid-20s. This place has got some good lighting and some NPCs and some basic script type stuff going on. I don't know if I can buy drinks yet. No? Guess not. But yeah, these little corner spots with concept art framed. Good dude. You're supposed to be sitting. This is very rude. So we're getting some drops in here. Was it 16 to 35? So not excellent, but not buttery smooth. Go to the other side here and we'll wrap it up. $13 carbs in one beer? That's not bad. Sorry. I'm guessing this is going to be like a secret little sub base here for the faction members to talk about their battle plans to play iPad or something. But yeah, back in this little room I'm getting 33, 32. But we go into a more dynamically lit NPC packed area. And we're still high 20s, so that's the current test of some graphic settings. If you want me to test anything else, just throw some comments or whatever. Ping me on the Discord. That'll do it. Thanks, dudes.